people, I went to Fish Planet on a spontaneous visit and I thought to myself I might as well film a video, because if you've ever been to Fish Planet you will know it is almost impossible to go to that store and not pick up anything. They've got a crazy variety of fish available, and they also have everything you will need to scape an aquarium, including hardscape and aquascaping gear. They have beautiful display tanks to give you an idea of what your aquarium could look like at home, and this time, yo, there were quite a few surprises. But yeah, let's start from the start. So the reason I went to Fish Planet yesterday was to actually meet someone from the British Killifish Association. He reached out to me and wanted to speak to me about a fish auction they got coming up. And yo people, I can't lie, I had no idea that fish auctions exist, and I've always wanted to go to an auction, man. I mean, I like watching shows like Bargain Hunt and Antique Roadshow and all of that, which for anyone who doesn't live in the UK, they're like really cool shows where people sell stuff in auctions and that. So yeah, I always wanted to go to an auction, so finding out that there's a fish auction that's going to be here in London, yo, I am definitely gonna be there, man. And if you want to go as well, guys, it's on the 6th of April. I can't remember exactly where it is, but I'll put a picture of the flyer up on the screen. And according to them, it's not always killifish that they sell in these auctions. Like, sometimes people will turn up with some really cool, unique and oddball fish and sell those at the auction as well. So who knows, man, we might even end up picking up some fish on that day. But yeah, now while I was there, of course, I popped into Fish Planet as well just to see what they had available. And the first thing that I noticed is they had a bit of a revamp in the store. So the last time that I went, in the back of the store, they had this area where they had loads of aquariums for sale. However, when I went this time, they completely changed up that section, man. They've got some beautiful display tanks there now. They had some really nice planted discus tanks and this really big aquarium where they've scaped it beautifully with plants, and they've had some tetras in there. And then right next to it, they had another tank where all of their plants for sale was as well. And yeah, it just looked really cool. And yeah, guys, to be completely honest, when I saw that big aquarium, the way it was scaped and had all those plants, it kind of inspired me to do some work on my Roma 240, because I like the way my Roma 240 looks, but at the same time, it does look a bit bare. Like, it needs a few more plants. And yeah, like, I decided in the store that I'm definitely gonna start adding more plants into the aquarium. I mean, I don't want to turn it into a complete jungle like my Roma 200 or my Juwel 110, which is here, which is like filled with plants at the moment. But with the Roma 240, I do want to have it a bit more controlled. So I have all of the plants in the back of the aquarium, and then I'll leave the front of the aquarium clear because we do have bigger fish. So I want to leave them plenty of swimming space. Now, also do keep in mind, I am going to eventually set up a 6-foot aquarium at some point this year. So a lot of the bigger fish like my stormy catfish will move over to that 6-foot aquarium. And once I've moved some of the bigger fish, I'll be able to add even more plants into that aquarium. And yeah, I know I'm waffling a bit, but that tank in Fish Planet really inspired me to kind of do a complete rescape in the Roma 240. But yeah, we'll talk about that in another video. And you know what, speaking on the display tanks, I really like that about Fish Planet. Like, when you walk into that store and you see those beautiful display tanks, everything they have in those tanks you can get in that store. Like, all of those types of woods and the different types of plants and the moss, they are usually things that they have on sale in the stores. So yeah, I really like that, because you can sometimes look at the display tanks, get some inspiration, and then literally pick up the things that you need. I mean, of course, when it comes to hardscape, they are natural pieces and they all do look slightly different. But if you do spend the time to kind of pick up some wood pieces and rocks and try to recreate it with similar looking things, you may even end up coming up with a completely different scape yourself. Like, the amount of times I've been there and I just spent hours chilling there looking at the hardscape and kind of rearranging stuff on the floor so I get an idea of what it would look like in the tank. And you know what, there's been a few times when I went into Fish Planet and they had like really big like pieces of driftwood and that would look so cool in a big aquarium. But of course, I never had such a big aquarium, so I never bought any of them. But now that we're going to set up a 6-foot aquarium eventually, the next time I see a really cool driftwood piece that is like really big, I may have to grab it for the aquarium. But yeah, anyway, with the image of this planted aquarium in mind and that, I did decide to buy a few plants, but I didn't go too crazy yet. I bought 2 different types of Anubias plant. I can't lie, I forgot the names, but I'll put the names on the screen. But one of them, they have a slightly different leaf shape and they look really cool. So I've got 2 of those and I'm going to add them into the Roma 240 somewhere. And then I also bought a really big, lovely Anubias piece that I'm also going to add into the aquarium. And I was thinking I'm probably going to take out the old Anubias pieces that I currently have in the Roma 240, because some of them are kind of full with algae and it doesn't really look nice. And yeah, they do need a little bit of maintenance on them. Like, I'm not going to throw them away or anything. I'm probably just going to snip off all of the bad leaves and probably cut it down into size a bit, and then maybe plant them into one of my other aquariums, or maybe even back into the Roma 240. We'll see. But yeah, those new Anubias pieces, they are definitely going in, and for now we are going to take those oat pieces out. But yeah, we'll save the rescaping for another video. Before we carry on, a quick update on the 6-foot aquarium and a quick shout out to the GIPG. Thank you so much for your €25 super thanks. That money of course is going to go towards the aquarium. And you know what, let me read it out quick. So I had to give something from my Lucifer, which is his fire eel, his peacock eel, cucumber, which is a striped peacock eel, and LT Grey, which is his tire track eel. I think I got that right, but please correct me if I'm wrong. And yeah, thank you so much for bringing me a little bit closer to setting up the 6-foot aquarium. Now, of course, we can't forget the main thing in Fish Planet, which is the fish. And yo, people, they had an incredible selection, man. I mean, when you first walk into the shop, they've got a display aquarium there. And when I first looked into it, I thought it was empty. But when I looked real close, I could see really small baddest fish. I believe there was scarlet baddest, but it could be a different type as well. But they just looked so cool, man. And they really are unique fish. I may have to get a few for my nano aquarium. I just need to check if they're okay with cherry shrimp. Now, they also had a really cool snakehead, which I can't lie, I was a little bit tempted to get it, but I'm not sure whether it will get along with my Chanabler Hairy. So even though I was really tempted, I decided to leave that one. And yeah, in general, they just had a really cool selection of fish. I mean, they even had a stingray there, and currently they also have a freshwater moray eel. The scientific name is Gymnothorax polyuranodon, and yeah, it's the exact same species that I have in my Roma 240. And they are fully freshwater, they are quite hardy, and absolutely incredible fish. Now, I already have 2 and I'm not planning to grab a 3rd one. However, if you want a freshwater moray eel, they currently have one in Fish Planet. And yeah, man, this is one of the reasons why I love visiting Fish Planet, man. I mean, every time I go there, they have something different. Now, one time I was there, they had this beautiful Giardini arowana, and once again, I was so tempted to grab it. But that was before I made the decision to, you know, one day set up a 6-foot aquarium, so I didn't get the Giardini arowana. But if I saw it again now, I can't lie, it would be very hard to say no. And of course, my ornate bichar, I got that from Fish Planet. I also got my fire eel from there. And yeah, the selection of oddball fish is always amazing. And whilst I was looking around, I saw something very, very interesting. And yeah, I decided to pick it up. I went to Fish Planet for a simple chat, but I ended up picking up some plants and something really rare and unique that I've never bought before in my life. And honestly, I did not think that I would see this fish that day, but I saw it and I had to get it, man. It's the most expensive fish that I have ever bought. But guys, that's a story for the next video. If you enjoyed the spontaneous visit to the fish store, then leave this video a like and let me know in the comments. And make sure you subscribe if you want to see what I ended up getting for the aquarium, because trust me people, you will not want to miss this video, man. But yeah, in the meantime, if you want to watch the last time I made a crazy impulse buy, then watch this video right here.